So in this session, we're gonna assignment, discussion for your learning outcome 3. And by the end of this session, we will complete this learning outcome 3, and then we do the outline, right? So did you do the situation 2 and 3 in your assignments? Have you done it? Did you try to do situation 2 and 3?
Oh, I forgot.
Okay. Anybody else try to do the situation 3 and 4? It's okay. So do you have any question regarding situation 1? Anybody has any question regarding situation 1, bank reconciliation statement?
No.
Nobody has questions. So we move on to situation 2. For situation 2, because let me open your assignment first and then we'll discuss. So that's your situation 2. That's your situation 2. Can you see that? Assignment situation 2?
Yes.
Situation 2 is different compared to situation 1. The major difference between situation 1 and 2 is balance as per cash book. That's in situation 1. Situation 2, balance as per bank statement, which means balance as per passbook, balance as per cash book. All right. Situation 3, we also have cash book to show the cash book balance in this in January for bank statement of the month. This as a credit balance compared to super cash removed. Okay. So it's also balance as per passbook or balance as, because both has been given cash book balance as per, balance as per cash book and balance as per passbook. So we have 2 situations here. So we can choose whatever we like. We can start with the balance as per cash book or balance as per passbook. Both have a positive balance because cash book balance, all right, so they didn't say negative positive, so it doesn't show any sign, so which means positive balance. And here bank statement balance has a credit balance, so which means also positive column sides too. All right. Okay. One thing before we move on to situation 2 and 3, I think I need to explain you something. So in the previous sessions or previous lectures related to bank reconciliation statement, we learned that how we prepare bank reconciliation statement. All right. So we start with the cash balance. All right. We start with the cash balance, right? And then we add something. Then we minus something. All right. And then we come up with the answer, which is bank balance or bank statement balance. all right? Balance as per bank statement, all right? So that's normally the answer. That's normally we do that. So which means if we start with cash, we reach with the bank in order to make balance equal, all right? And you know what we can do in this one, what we have to add and what we have to subtract, we know that. It depends upon the situations, it depends upon the adders. Remember one thing. If we start with bank balance or balance as per passbook, if you start with balance as per passbook, you add and minus something, and then you reach as cash balance, all right? So remember one thing. We already done situation. This is your situation one, all right? This is your situation one, right? So this is your situation two. Remember, if you start with cash balance and you reach with the passbook balance, you add and subtract. But if you start with passbook and you want to reach with the cash book, you're gonna perform all transaction exactly opposite. You're gonna perform all transaction exactly opposite. Exact. All right. What does it mean? Whatever normally we add in this situation, whatever normally we add, we will subtract in this situation. And whatever we subtract, that's we will add in these situations. All right. For example, uh, check, collect, but not present for, I mean, not deposited in bank. Check is collected, but not present in a bank. All right. What we do in this situation? What normally do with this situation? Tell me. We
Negative.
we collect the
We,
check,
we will bless.
we receive the check, and we did not present to bank. We did not present to the bank. So normally what we do in this situation, I mean, in this case, what we do, we plus or we minus?
Bless.
Plus, let me write down, cash book and passbook. I receive a check, which means my cash balance increase, right? But there is no any changes because not present to the bank means not deposited in bank. Bank didn't receive that check. So what we will do?
Minus.
Minus, right? So we minus. In this case, if your question start with the cash balance, if you minus exactly same transaction, you gonna plus. If your question start with passbook balance, that's what I mean. All right? I repeat, if your question start with cash balance, no matter positive or no matter overdraft, if your question start with cash balance, whatever transaction we added in the question with the cash balance, same transaction, we will subtract it in the question when the passbook is given. All right, why we do that? Okay, we start with cash. For example, cash balance. Question start with cash balance. Some you add, some you minus, and then finally you reached with passbook balance. If you want to go back, what do you have to do? You will plus and minus. You reach to the cash book. That's the meaning of this one, right? So let me write down here. Your balance your balance. Question start with cash book balance. So you add something, you subtract something. That's normally we do in situation one or my previous examples. Then we reach to the answer, right? Answer is pass book balance, right? That's we did it previously. Okay. Now, if you wanna, you have this in your question, you have this, and you wanna find this. What are you gonna do to get this number? You will subtract and add. I mean, you will add this one, subtract this one, then you will reach this one. So let me write some number. So $10, right? Plus 2 minus 3. So your balance is 9, right? Your balance is 9. Your answer is 9, right? For example, your question gives you 9, means your balance questions give you balance which is 9. So in order to get this 10, what you will do? You will plus 3, right? Minus 2. You reach 10. Did you understand what I mean? Yes or no? So that's the reason when we, that's the reason, that's the reason if your question start with, if questions start with pass book balance, then in order to get this cash balance, so you're gonna perform exact opposite transactions in order to reach that account, in order to reach that balance, which is you plus and you minus, and then you reach at the answer, right? Which is cash book balance. All right. That's what we're gonna do in our situation 2, because situation 2 question balance as per passbook. Does it make any sense to you? Let me know. Does it make any sense or it doesn't?
Yes.
Is it okay with everybody?
Yes.
Okay. So remember that. All right. Remember this thing. Whenever you are performing your bank reconciliation statement, always be careful with the balance. All right. Your balance start with cash balance, cash book balance, or bank statement balance or passbook balance. If the cash book balance, normally we do the way that I explain you, the logic I have already explained to you, that you make changes in your cash book, right? But if you are performing your bank reconciliation statement with the bank balance, so in this situation, you're gonna perform exactly contrary transactions, right? You're going to perform exactly opposite transaction in order to reach to the your cash balance answer, right? The reason is exactly same thing, the logic that I give it to you here, right? That's normally we do that, right? So in order to do that, so we're going to perform the opposite transaction to reach to the question, right? So is it okay? Is it okay? So can we move on to the situation 2?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So that's your, can you see the question? Is it clear to you?
Yes.
So, okay. So let's start with the, of course, I'm not gonna tell you the, I'm not gonna give you answer now. So I just need your opinion on it. All right. So remember, your questions start with balance as per bank. So you have a passbook balance, right? So passbook balance. So let's start with second transaction. Second transaction says that debit side of cash book had been undercast by 300. So tell me,
Positive.
positive? Everybody positive? So remember, your questions start with passbook balance. Keep in your mind this thing. All right? So she said, we will plus. Everybody plus? Anybody
Yes.
say negative or minus? Nobody minus? Okay, so we move on to third. We will check later. We move on to three. It says that a check for $182 drawn for the payments of telephone bill had been entered in the cash book as $281 but was shown correctly in the bank statement. It's supposed to be 182, but it was recorded as 281.
Minus.
Minus, everybody minus, anybody plus?
I'm plus. I think it is plus.
And minus. Anybody else who think plus? Nobody say anything. Okay, so some say plus, some say minus, so we will check later. And how much? If plus or minus, if plus, how much?
99.
99. And if
Yes.
minus, how much? 99 or different? If minus, how much?
Send to her.
Huh? How much minus?
99.
99. So both 99. Okay. Okay. Next, number 4. Number 4 is a check for 210 by the customer having been deposited into bank was dishonored by the bank. So remember, I'm sorry, this transaction is not connected with this transaction. You can call it 4B, right? So they don't have any relations. It's 4A. So this transaction is, so it starts from here and finish here. So this is different. So a check for $210 by the customer had been deposited into bank was dishonored by the bank. 210.
Balance for A.
For A is plus.
Plus.
Anybody who
I'm
think
minus.
minus? Okay.
4A, yes.
4A also minus. Someone say minus. Okay. Okay. Now, fifth, a dividend of worth, sorry, 4B, I forgot 4B. 4B is a check was credited twice in cash book for worth 3,000.
Positive.
Plus.
Plus. Okay. Positive plus. Okay. A dividend worth of $90 had been collected by bank but not recorded in the cash book.
Minus.
Minus. Everybody minus.
I'm plus.
Plus. Number 6. Check 3,000 drawn in December, but only $1,200 presented for payments. Plus or minus?
Minus 1,800.
Minus 1,800. Anybody else who think is plus? Who thinks it's plus? No? So 1,800. Okay. Number 7. Interest amounting $228 had been debited by the bank but not entered in the cash book.
Minus.
Minus? Everybody minus? Okay, so we move on to number 8. A check for $2,077 was issued by the company for purchase of merchandise and was paid by bank but not recorded in company's book.
Minus.
Minus? Everybody minus?
Minus.
Minus? Number 9. A check for $10,500 issued to Selman and Company for purchase of equipment was not encashed. So tell me.
Plus.
Plus.
Plus. Okay, so now, so I repeat again. So number 9, you said plus, right? Or you said minus? I don't remember. You said plus, right?
Plus.
Plus, okay.
Yes.
So now let's start with the first. Of course, first is overdraft. So we write down in negative columns. All right. Okay. Number 2, debit side of cash book had been undercast by 300. So we will minus, not plus. Why? Why we will minus? So we have to find y minus. So let me write down here. We have cash book, we have passbook. So how we perform this transaction if your balance start with cash book? Debit side of cash book had been undercast. So which means undercast means less. All right. So means our cash book required $300 more, or it's undercast by $300. So what we're gonna do here? We will plus. That's normally we do. All right. Now this question, balance as per passbook. So we're gonna perform exactly opposite transaction, right? We're gonna perform exactly opposite transaction. So we will minus. Yes or no? Understand?
Yes.
Is it okay with everybody? Say something. Better you speak.
Yeah.
If
Yes.
you just want to answer yes or no, you just say yes or no. You don't need to type because I have to open your chat box and then check your message. If you have a long question, then you type it. But if his answer is yes or no, then just say again, right? Okay, I explain again. And student, one more thing, I repeat again, please, when you send me any message, make sure you send it to everyone so other students can also understand. All right? So when you send message, to send it to other students. Okay, so I repeat again, number 2. Number 2 question says that debit sides of cash book. Now what does it mean, debit side? So debit side means plus side. Debit cash book means cash increase. So debit sides of cash book had been undercast by 300. The meaning of undercast means lack of. Debit sides of cash book is lack of $300. All right, which means we need to add $300 in our cash book, or we need to write $300 on the debit side of cash book. So debit side means $300 plus, $300 plus. So that's why normally we do $300 plus if our question start with balance as per cash book. And as I explained you before, if your question start balance as per passbook, you perform exact opposite. So opposite means if you add in a question where balance start with cash book, you will minus in a question where balance start with passbook. So this question, situation 2, questions start with balance as per passbook. So by that reason, we will minus, all right? So that's why minus here, all right? Number 3, a check for $182 drawn for the payments of telephone bills had been entered in a cash book as $281, but was shown correctly in a bank statement. So you said, some said plus, some said minus $99. Answer is minus $99, right? Minus $99. Is it okay, or need to explain that why minus?
Hey, please explain again.
Okay. So we do same thing, cash book and passbook. It was 182, actually minus 182. By mistake, we minus 281. So means we have to add $99 to make balance equal in our cash book, right? In our cash book, because they're talking about cash book, yeah? So how we perform in passbook? Exactly opposite, right? So that's why minus, right? Is it okay? Yes or no?
Yes, it's okay.
So move on to 4A. A check for $210 by the customer having been deposited into bank was dishonored by the bank. $210. So some of you said positive, some of you said negative, right? The answer is positive, not negative. $210. Exactly same reason, right? It's just a check dishonor, right? Check dishonor. All right, so that's why normally we minus, but we're gonna perform exactly opposite transaction, which gonna be plus. Amount 210. Now 4A, a check was credited twice, means minus twice, in a cash book for worth of 3,000. So we will plus or minus? We will minus, not plus. All right, why minus? Because the check was credited 2 times, so means we minus credited cash book, means cash book balance reduced. We minus 2 times, right? We minus 2 times, 3,000, 3,000. See, so net we minus, here we minus 6,000, but actually 3,000. So we have to plus 3,000 back to the cash book balance, right? So opposite transaction will be minus 3,000. Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay. So move on to number 5. Can we move on to number 5 or any question?
Can you please explain the transaction for again?
For A or for B?
I mean both.
For A and B, okay. A check for $210 by the customer having deposited in bank was dishonored. All right. A check for customer. All right. Check for customer cash book. Customer give me check. I think money in, my point of view, but check dishonored. So not money in. I will minus, right? And what will be the opposite? Plus in passbook. So that's why 4A plus, which is $210, right? 4B, a check was credited twice in cash book for work of 3,000. 2 times, as I said, we minus 2 times in cash book, but we're supposed to minus just 1 time, but by mistake, we minus 2 times. So in order to be equal, we will add 3,000 back with cash book balance. So which means we minus as per passbook balance. So that's why minus. All right? Is it okay?
Okay.
Okay. Now move on to number 5. A dividend of worth $90 had been collected by bank, but was not recorded in cash book. So someone said plus, someone said minus. So right answer is minus, not plus. Again, you receive a dividend and cash not recalled. So we will record in cash. So we will plus with cash book balance and we minus passbook balance. All right. Number 6, checks 3,000 drawn in December, but only 1,200 presented for payments. $1,800 minus. That's right. All right, is correct. 1,800. Number 7, interest amounting $228 had been debited by bank, means bank minus, but not entered in cash book. So some of you said minus. Right answer is plus. Right? Number 7 is plus, not minus. Why? Because bank, so cash book, passbook, bank minus. So I have to minus in my cash book too. So that's why plus. Plus. All right? Number 8, a check for $2,077 was issued by the company for purchase of merchandise, was paid by bank but not recorded in company's book. So plus or minus? Right answer is plus, not minus, right? Because it's payments, right? It's a payments, bank minus. So as per cash book, I also have to minus, right? So opposite of cash book is passbook, which is plus. All right, here. Number 9, a check for 10,500 issued to this company for purchase of equipment was not encashed. So some of you said plus, but it's minus. Not plus. So that's all. So tell me, what is the balance? Balance as per cash book, right? How much?
The balance for cash book is positive 17907.
No, that's the answer. This is your answer. I mean, what is your answer? Balance as per cash book, not the total balance. I need the answer.
Okay, it's 15392. 392.
15392. Positive or negative?
Positive.
Positive.
For cash book,
Balance as per cash book. Positive sides or negative?
no. Negative.
Negative. All right. Negative. So it's a credit balance as per cash book. That's the meaning of this answer, right? Negative side means credit balance as per cash book. We call it credit balance as per cash book. Or you can say that overdraft balance of cash book, right? But I will suggest say credit balance as per cash book. So that's all about your situation one. Sorry, situation two. So situation two is finished. Any question regarding situation two? Or we move on to situation three? Any question? Anybody has any question regarding situation two? Or we move on to three?
I think we can move on to situation 3.
Okay. Okay. Now, in situation three, you have two balances here, right? You have two balances here. So now, what does it mean? Let me explain you what your answer is already here, right? Just you need to check whether you reach that answer or not. So let me show you something here. So So you know that, so balance, let me check what is the balance as per cash book. Balance as per cash book is. Okay, so this is your question, all right? If you want, you can start question balance as per cash book. Then you reach to the answer, which is also here, also given in your question, all right? Just you need to something plus and something minus, all right? Or this is your first option. Or second option is you start your question balance as per passbook, which is this, and then you will reach to the answer. So plus and minus, right? So this is completely your choice. You want to start with question balance as per cash book, or you want to start your question balance as per passbook, but you already know your answer. If you do not reach to this answer if you start here, or this answer if you start here, which means you are wrong. Understand? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the ideas for your situation 3. So let's start with the situation 3. So you want to start with the balance as per cash book or balance as per passbook. So I will solve questions accordingly. I'm not going to use it both, so I'm worried you it's going to be quite complicated.
I like to use passbook balance.
Balance as per passbook, everybody? Okay, anyway, I'll give you 10 minutes, all right? So I will back to you after 10 minutes. So I'm gonna stop this recording for 10 minutes, or I'm gonna stop this video for 10 minutes. And after 10 minutes, I will back to you. You're gonna solve the question, right? And then you tell me whether you get to the answer or not. Is it okay?
Okay.
Yes.
So now is 10 to 4. So 4 p.m. I will back, and then please don't go anywhere. All right. So 4 p.m. I will be back, and then I will check your answer. All right. 10 minutes.
Okay.
So I'll see you in 10 minutes. So I repeat again, there was some kinds of misprinting. So transaction number 5. Amount is 18,500, not 8,500, right? So I'm going to show you the so here. I hope you can see that. So can you see that? Can you see that? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. So this is your question. So So balance as per cash book. So I choose this question as a balance as per cash book. Of course, if you want to start with balance as per passbook, then you have to do exactly opposite. So whatever is you start, so it's gonna be minus, 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 and this one gonna be plus, and then you reach to this answer. All right. So the first transaction we minus if balance as per passbook, which is 115,250, right? And second transaction is here, right here. Second transaction, this one we don't have any three because 4, 5, and 6. These three transactions comes under one heading. So by mistake, I give the number 3. So number 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus, so all this about the payments for the check. And number 7, number 8, 1,200, right? Number 8 and number 9, 800, right? If you solve it, I mean, if you subtract all these numbers from your negative number, then of course you will reach to the balance as per passbook, right? So is it okay? Is it okay? I mean, all transactions are okay for you? Let me know if you have any question.
Teacher, the parent as per passbook first or cash book first
It's up to
in
you.
your table?
In
No,
my,
no, no. In your table.
in this table is balance as per cash book, right? This is the same balance, right? We have in cash book. Right? How much is the balance in cash book? Yes, yes, balance as per cash book. It's a cash book. So any question for situation 3? Situation 3.
No, teacher.
Yep. No question? So if no question, then we move on to the outline. Right? So outline. Outline assignment 1. Sorry, assignment 2, learning outcome 2, learning outcome 3. Right. So you need to start with the what is bank reconciliation statement. You have to explain to me, right? Why we prepare, right? And this is the first thing, basic. Second one is how to prepare. How to prepare. So you're gonna apply both method, with and without. With and without, right? So it's all about it's just explanations, all right? Then you explain about why we prepare. When you talk about why we prepare, In this, you're gonna give the reasons. Don't forget to give the reasons here. So because of these two reasons, the balance between cash book and passbook is not equal. The first reason is a time difference, right? And second reason is errors, right? So these two are the reasons. So make sure, don't forget to explain. I guess maybe 7 transactions are here, and I guess not 2 transactions are here. So total nine reasons we have. All right. So we have around 9 reasons to explain that why the balance of cash book and passbook is not equal. Right. So make sure you explain it here. Right. And here, how to prepare with and without. What's the difference between with and without? You can explain here. Then next, you will move on to your scenario, right? Your assignment scenario. So in your assignment scenario, of course, you have 3 situations, right? So in each situation, you have to prepare bank reconciliation statement using with method and without. Remember, you have to show both. If with method like this and without method like this, right? And when you will do your calculations, so that's all your calculations, right? So that's your calculations. So in your calculation, your explanation very important, right? Explanation is important. You require to explain what's going on in your bank reconciliation statement, why we are doing this, each by each transactions, right? Each by each transactions. That if you are preparing cash accounts only, which is with, I guess it's a with, and without cash accounts, in the both types of methods, your explanation is going to be different, right? So make sure you explain the way that I already explained to you, like as a cash book and passbook. You can draw a diagrams, or you can explain. It's up to you, but you have to explain in this case that in that situation, I mean, in such way that the balance of cash book has been increased because of this transaction, but since check is not received by bank, so by that reason, in order to make balance equal, we will subtract from cash book. So as a result, balance equal, right? So make sure you're gonna do this, right? And one more thing, when you are one thing here. So I forgot here something to explain you. So here 1, this one is 2, 3, and 4, right? So I forgot to mention you about second point. So when you talk about second points, you're gonna explain about balances. Balance as per cash book, balance as per passbook, right? So which means when you prepare, so I mean, in this point, you need to explain to me what is the difference between balance of cash book and passbook. I mean, you have to explain me here, when we are preparing bank reconciliation statement, it's really important to know the balances of these 2 types of accounts, 2 types of books. cash book and passbook. Why it's important? Because the treatment of cash book exactly opposite of the treatment of passbook. So make sure that things you have to explain it here. All right, because when you move to situation 2 or situation 3, you do not need to tell me that why we are doing this. You already explained that the impacts on the bank reconciliation statement will be opposite in the case of passbook balance. All right, like as today I explained you. All right, the same thing that I mentioned in the today's session. So you need to show me this thing in your second points. It's important. All right. So that's all about your outline for assignment 2, learning outcome 3. So learning outcome 3 finished. So any question regarding outline or situation 1, 2, and 3? Is it okay? Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes, it's okay.
It's okay? Okay. So no question? Any question? Quickly say something. Any questions or not?
No.
No questions. So we stop here. So next week I'll see you again. All right. So next week we will start. We will start with the learning outcome 4. All right. So next week next week we won't do assignments because I need to explain you something about learning outcome 4, which is about control accounts. All right, how we're gonna make a accounting treatment for the control account, and of course, what is the meaning of control accounts and how we reconcile it. Right. So this thing we will cover in the next week. So you free on Saturday and Sunday, right? You free on Saturday as well, right?
Yes.
Okay, I will see first. If I have a time on, if I'm not, I don't have any other class next week Saturday, then I'll teach you on Saturday. Otherwise, Sunday same time. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So we stop here. So please send me email if you have any questions regarding this session. So hopefully today or tomorrow I will upload this session and then you can watch it again. All right. So we stop here. I'll see you next week. Thank you.
Yes. Bye-bye, teacher. See you again.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Giảm 15%.